All right, Captain. How are the preparations going?
There's quite a bit of work to do before we can hoist the anchor, Miss Kate.
Yeah, I bet. The ship hasn't set sail for ages. I'm sure everything has to be overhauled.
Well, the coal needs to be stocked up. As for myself, I'll look after getting the water tanks ready to be filled. Take this. It's the code you need for entering the hangar where the coal is kept. You actually need it to use the crane to load the coal onto the crystal. Don't forget to open the storage hatchway first.
How do I open the hatchway to the coal storage on the crystal?
Just turn the wheel on the ship's bridge, sailor.
What do I need to do in the hangar?
That's where you'll find all the coal you need for the crystal. One container should just about be enough. And don't forget to use the entry code for the crane that I just gave you.
What do I need the crane for?
This here is for loading all the coal you get from the hangar onto the ship. Use the code I gave you so that you can access the control post.
I'll take care of that, Captain.
We need to set sail as soon as possible, so better hurry up.
Come on. Oh, gosh!
Apparently, you did a very good job loading all the coal, Kate. Right. Everything's ready, so we can start filling the water tank. Now we need to connect the water tower to the crystal, then climb up there to manually activate the water flow mechanism.
All right, show me how it's done.
You've got to be kidding. There are too many barnacles on my keel for me to play the acrobat.
All right, I'll do it.
When you're finished, come and see me on board. There's still a lot to do before we're shipshape.
I took care of the water, Captain. Everything went smoothly. Is everything okay?
No. The ignition key for the crystal. I can't find it anywhere. Without it, we can't even start.
Come Come on, just relax. The key has to be around here somewhere.
Good Lord, now I remember. 20 years ago, when I got back from Baranor without the automatons, everybody was really very hard on me, you know.
Captain, I don't really see what you...
So I spent the whole night in the tavern. You should have seen the state I was in when I got back to the Bridge of the Crystal and... And then I threw the crystal's ignition key into the water. I swore I'd never set sail on the cursed waters of the lake again.
There has to be a duplicate for the key.
I don't know. At any rate, when Steiner finished building the crystal, he only actually gave me the one.
So that's it? The ignition key is lost forever?
Yeah. I'm afraid so. I'm really sorry, Kate, but we're stuck. I've made a complete mess of everything again. Again.
I saw a model of the crystal at Simon Steiner's. Is he the one who designed the ship?
Yes, of course.
Maybe he could be of some help then.
Maybe. Who knows?
Don't be so hard on yourself, Captain. I'll find a solution to the key problem.
If you say so.
Kate, how are the preparations with the captain coming along?
We're making progress, but actually we need some help from your grandfather. Is he here?
He just left for the clinic with the artificial leg he made for the Yuko guide, Kirk. I'm minding the shop until he gets back. Maybe I can help you with something?
It seems the captain has misplaced the ignition key for the crystal, and without it we won't be able to leave. So as it was your grandfather who designed the crystal, I figured he just might have a duplicate.
I have to admit, I don't see where you could get one of those. Apart from the model downstairs, I don't think he kept a lot of souvenirs of the time when he built the crystal.
Would you mind if I had a look?
Of course not. Here, take this. It'll let you look at the model close up.
An ignition key. But it looks far too small for the crystal.
Fantastic, Kate. I have to admit, you really know how to get things done.
Do you think we can leave now?
There's just one last problem to solve. The locks we need to use to get out onto the lake. They're shut by order of the town hall. You have to find some way to get them open.
What do you suggest?
The best thing to do is to ask Mayor Bulyakin for the authorization to reopen them. But just to give you fair warning, he's about as straight as a crooked waterspout, so you mind him. Or you could just get a hold of some explosives and then kaboom!
First, I'll try talking to the mayor. Thanks, Captain.
My dear friends, keep calm. Please, keep calm. I beg of you.
We'll calm down when we get what we want!
Yeah, Nomad's out!
Kick the Yukos out right now, or the...
Excuse me. What's happening here?
Isn't it obvious? We're demonstrating against having the Yukon nomads parked on our doorsteps.
But what for?
Since they came to Valsambor, there's been no end to the shoplifting and vandalism, and on top of that, their souk is taking our customers. Mayor Bulyakin has to do something, and fast. We're not leaving until he receives our delegation.
But why won't the mayor talk to you?
Because he's a schmuck. He wants the nomads to continue their migration as much as us, but he's too afraid of annoying his higher-ups. And while he's gaining time by playing both sides of the board, we're watching our sales go through the floor.
The authorities are asking the mayor to prevent the migration from continuing? They want the Yukos to stay blocked in Valsambor?
That's what people are saying, but if you want my opinion, the only thing the mayor is waiting for is someone to get rid of those savages without him having to get his hands dirty.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes? What now?
Would you give the order to open the locks in the port just until...
Ho, 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 ho. Please, miss. I don't remember you becoming a citizen of this town. You need to understand that here in Valsambor, people don't usually shout at the mayor like that. Especially if it's to demand the extracurricular use of municipal infrastructure. Now, would you mind telling me how such a notion came to a tourist visiting our good town?
I'm actually accompanying the Yuko tribe on their long journey right now, Mr. Mayor. I've asked Captain Obo if he would take us to the other side of the lake on the Crystal to Nowdusk.
Oh, Captain Obo, the Crystal, the Yukons. Do go on. Anyway, it would be very ungracious of me if I were to criticize you for removing that burden from our good town. Nonetheless, I'm afraid I must refuse your request, dear lady. The locks will remain closed until further notice. This decision came from above, you understand? I would be grateful if you would answer.
Listen, Mr. Mayor. You and I both know that the real problem is that you want to keep your voters' support without ticking off your superiors. And I might just be able to help you.
Really? And exactly how might that be?
Open the locks and I'll leave with the Yukos. Then you just have to tell the authorities that I committed some kind of sabotage. They'll gladly believe you. I have a very bad reputation, you know. And that way, you'll come out smelling like a rose.
Well, I have to admit, dear lady, that your arguments have convinced me. I am authorizing you to open the port locks so the Crystal can leave. Nonetheless, you should know that there is a technical problem that means the locks have to be opened manually. I imagine that such an inconvenience isn't likely to deter a woman as determined and resourceful as you.
Do you mean that?
Yes, as the local technician is absent, I'm afraid you'll have to delve into the murky waters yourself to open the locks. Nonetheless, this should help you use the underwater mechanism.
But how am I supposed to dive?
That, dear lady, is your problem, I suppose. Do have an excellent day.
Well?
The mayor agreed to let us open the locks, but one of us is going to have to go down into the port to activate the mechanism manually.
We have all the equipment we need in the shed at the end of the seawall. But you'll have to be the one who goes, miss. As you can see, my keel's been hauled too many times for that.
I've never gone diving. But if you think I'll be fine down there, I don't mind trying.
This has to stay between the two of us, Kate. There's something you need to know about the locks. They're also there to stop the lake monster from entering the port. Anyway, that's what I heard. But at this time of day, there's no risk. That spawn of hell sleeps all day.
Where's a suit I can use?
Meet me in the shed at the far end of the seawall. There should be something just about your size. I mean, near enough, anyway.
Do you really believe there's a monster down there in that lake?
You know, 20 years ago, it really wasn't Paranor that I was afraid of. Not the deaths, the radiation. That's what people say, but the truth is that it was actually that damn monster that made me scoot away like a minnow. It was lurking around Paranor, drawn by the stench of the graves, probably. I saw its red eyes staring at me, Miss Walker. That's something you never forget.
Underwater? How am I supposed to open the lock gates?
They're kept in place with some kind of steel locks. Just try and pull them out using their mechanism.
All right. There's nothing to it.
Meet me in the shed at the end of the seawall. I opened the shed for you. All the diving equipment you'll need is in the shed there.
I have to get all the equipment together and get it ready before I change. earth could have left these marks? I won't be able to open the locks while the bolts are activated.
Well done, Kate. I couldn't have done better myself.
Well, if everything's ready, I'll go and get the Ukels right away.
In the meantime, I'll go and make sure that everything's all set. By the time you come back here with the Nomads, we'll just have to cast off.
Perfect. I'll see you later, Captain.
Miss Kate Walker found another way for Ukels to cross Sacred Lake?
Yes, it's unbelievable. I found a boat that can take all of you and your herd, too. The captain, Captain Obo, is waiting for us at the port.
First, we all must wait Kirk, guide of Ukels, made like new with his new magic leg.
Simon Steiner, the Valsenburg clockmaker, finished Kirk's prosthesis and took it to the clinic. They're going to come down together and meet us on board the Crystal.
So Ukels make use of night to pick up entire camp. Much work for us tonight.
done! Great! Now we're really getting somewhere.
It's just a minor setback. As long as their spiritual guide is here, in our hands, the nomads are going nowhere.
I hope you know what you're doing, Olga Efimova. The rest of my men won't be arriving for another few hours. It'll be hard to keep those savages here without breaking heads. And I don't want to create a scandal here in Valsenborg.
Don't worry, Colonel. If we do it my way, we won't need your army of mercenaries to solve the Ukel problem once and for all.
My God, what on earth can they be doing? What are they doing?
Please calm down, Captain. Sarah promised to send Steiner and Kirk down as soon as they get there from the clinic. I'm sure they'll show up.
It doesn't matter if they turn up now or an hour from now. We were supposed to leave before nighttime. I'm warning you, there's no way I'm taking my ship out onto the lake just when it's the monster's mealtime.
Listen, if it makes you feel better, we can leave tomorrow at dawn. Until then, I'll go see how everyone is getting on. And you try and calm down a bit. Everything will be fine, Captain.
Misha squeeze tight in Nanook metal.
Kate!
Sarah, is everything all right?
It's grandfather. He hasn't come back from the clinic.
Maybe putting on Kirk's prosthesis took more time than he thought it would.
That's just what I thought too. But when I took the funicular to go look for him in the clinic, I saw everything up there has been closed up, and there are armed men in the lobby.
Maybe those are the soldiers with that colonel who's chasing us.
They're holding grandfather. I just know it. I have to go save him.
Young Takmoon is right. Miss Kate Walker must hurry and go back to clinic and save Kirk.
And grandfather, what will you do about him?
No way, I won't leave anyone but...
Miss Kate Walker must not forget all the things that Ukels did for her.
Remember, you owe grandfather a lot too.
Calm down, both of you. I'll bring them back, but I need the two of you to keep your heads.
Miss Kate Walker must take this. We'll need it up there.
What's that? And how can you know what I might need?
Spirits not just send really bad signs. Now, Miss Kate Walker must return back in clinic.
I'm off. In the meantime, tell the captain to be ready to leave. Too bad if it's dark out. If the colonel and his men are really up there, we'll need to leave the second I come back here with Kirk. Looks like everybody's in place. Perfect.
Mephius squeeze tight in Nanook metal.
Now, Miss Kate Walker must quickly go to clinic.
Those must be the controls for the car. I have to get in somehow. That's a pretty big gap. No power. Stuck. Stuck.
Listen to my voice, young Yukol. Listen to the voice of a very dear friend, Kirk. You are the guide of your people. He who shows his Yukol brothers the path of modernity and progress. These archaic migrations that you persist in perpetuating are now but ridiculous reflexes. You must take your people back where they came from and have them settle down. Build real houses, schools, and factories. The nomadic life will no longer be possible in the world of tomorrow.
And if the American comes, Colonel?
If she's actually mad enough to try and save her nomad friend, neutralize her without violence. We must send her to American justice in one piece, if possible.
And the young nomad?
Olga Efimova is on it.
I've met a lot of people in my life as a soldier, Colonel. I've seen things.
And, Sergeant?
Dr. Efimova gives me the shivers.
Indeed, me too, soldier. Me too.
A military device. Sarah was right. This is Dr. Olga Efimova.
Come in. Over.
What's wrong, Olga? I'm listening, Olga.
Helmut thinks he saw the American lurking in the sick ward.
I don't know what she's up to.
You have to stop her as soon as you can.
Is that idiot psychiatrist really sure? I'm sure we would have seen Kate Walker enter the clinic.
Colonel, if you'd rather run the risk of letting that cow run free, it's up to you.
I hope you're not disturbing us for nothing, Olga Efimova.
Out of the question to climb up there without knowing exactly where to find Kirk.
Miss Walker, come quickly!
Dr. Zamiatine, but what's going on?
It's Olga. She has brought her soldier friends into the clinic. Just after Steiner fitted Kirk's prosthesis. Then the soldiers wanted to stop them from leaving. Steiner refused to listen to them. He kicked up a fuss. So they worked him over. My friend had an attack.
Miss Walker.
I'm here, Mr. Steiner.
You have to save young Kirk. That woman, Olga, she's a real monster, you know. Your enemy, and that, Colonel. Protect the Yukos from those criminals. Make sure they get to their destination.
You can count on me, Mr. Steiner. What do you intend to do, Dr. Zamiatine?
I'll take care of my friend Steiner, of course. The poor man needs help. I'm thinking of hiding him in a secret passage until the soldiers have left. But you, Miss Walker, hurry and help young Kirk.
My dear Miss Walker, your medallion, the heart, you know, it's in very good condition. It contains a lot of essential data from an XZ-2000 automaton. Everything as it were. You understand, on that particular model, the heart and intelligence were intermingled. So then, it wouldn't take all that much for you to get your friend Oscar back one day.
Yes, Mr. Steiner. Of course. I'll remember. Kirk? Listen to me, Kirk. You've got to snap out of it. Kirk, fight it, please.
Kate Walker? What on earth are you doing here?
I'll explain later, Kirk. We have to get back to the tribe right away. They're waiting for us to cross the lake. I can't remove these restraints with just my hands.
There's a compartment down along the side of the bed. The staff handled it each time they released me.
You didn't happen to see the code they used, did you?
It would have been hard from my perspective, Kate Walker.
Banshee Olga took the time to tear up the code, of course.
Get them.
Thank you for coming back for me, Kate Walker. Did you see how fast I can run on my new leg?
Yes, Simon Steiner is definitely a genius craftsman.
Grandfather, did you find him? Isn't he with you now?
Your grandfather had another attack, I'm afraid. But Dr. Samyatin stabilized him and is looking after him. He's got a good chance of making it this time, too.
Kate Walker, we have to go.
I have to go, Sarah. Thanks for everything you and your grandfather have done for us.
No, but thank you, Kate. Here, please take this scarf so that you will remember us.
It's magnificent. Thank you, Sarah.
Goodbye, Kate Walker.
You have underestimated that woman, Dr. Olga Efimova.
Doubtless. But the game isn't over yet, Colonel.
Indeed. And we are going to change the rules as well.
I'm not sure drinking at the helm is a great idea, Captain.
It's not a great idea to go sailing off into these waters at the Lake Spirit's mealtime either. In fact, it's completely insane.
Captain, please don't start talking again about that so-called
It's him! It's the lake monster! Oh my god!
Not at all, Captain. Look outside.
Just what we needed.
We can't go around?
That will take us off the route for Nahodotsk. We'd end up losing far too much time. We'd be better off trying to use the crystal's breakers to get through the ice instead. Go on down into the machine room and try to start them up.
The breakers? What are they?
Well, just like the name says, they break the ice. That's what let us operate as a ferry to the amusement park in Baranor, even when the lake was completely frozen. The good old days.
When I get down to the machine room, what do I do?
Turn on the breakers, lower them down to the ice, and make sure you adjust the power. If you need any help, I can guide you from up here.
Take it easy on the bottle while I'm in the machine room, please. I'm counting on you.
What on earth? Go and turn on the damn breakers for me now, instead of preaching the good word.
All right, I'm going.
And on the double, please. Because if we stay stuck like this, we're just like a worm wriggling about on the end of a hook for that monster lurking below us. Job well done.
Good work, Captain. How long before we get to Naodask?
It'll be in just a few more hours, bosun.
Another iceberg?
No. This time it came from the stern. Stuck. Good lord. Go and see what's holding us up and report right back fast.
What the?
So, you're back to finish the job off, you bastard!
Thank you, Captain.
Later, Kate. That bastard's attracted to the running lights. Gotta shake a leg and turn them all off.
Can you tell me how to turn off the running lights?
Just get there and break all the bulbs, damn it!
And you?
I'm going to try to start the engines back up and get us out of here. Good luck, bosun.
catch the light as long as the monster is focused on it. Is it gone?
Yes, I think. God, that bastard is taking us straight to the bottom.
I thought if we destroyed the running lights, we'd get away.
Me too, actually. Now we have to try and see if we can come up with something else.
What do you suggest?
Go cut the engines. Sound must be what's drawing it to us still. I'll go get the next part ready.
What next part?
Don't worry about that. Just get a move on. Hurry!
There go the motors. Let's hope the monster will leave us alone now. Oh no, it didn't work. I have to warn the captain. Empty. Empty. Where's the captain's gramophone? doing?
A diversion for the monster.
What kind of diversion? What are you talking about?
We're going to have to convert this lifeboat into floating bait, then drop it down into the water. That should draw the beast's attention away from the crystal. I'll go and fix the ground, and you go get the light. Hurry!
Something's wrong. Empty. Of course. The fuel inlet. But what can I use?
Everything's ready. Good.
Captain? Captain! What are you doing? Cast off the lifeboat and get back on board! Stop it, Captain! You don't need to do that!
Oh, yes, I do. It's the wrong current. The lifeboat won't move away from the ship. My God, I've been waiting for this for 20 years. Farewell, Kate. I know you'll get the pipsqueaks there safe and sound.
Captain...
You hear me, you bastard? 20 years! 20 years! So come on, now! It's time to settle things once and for all. Come on! Come on! Come get some! Come on, monster! It's Captain Obo speaking to you! Scared of what?
Kate Walker! There!
Took Miss Kate Walker better?
Yes. I think. Are we at now dusk?
Miss Kate Walk should talk to Kirk. Him in front part of boat.
Kirk, what's going on? Baranur, but...
The monster's attack knocked us off course. Then we ran aground here.
That sign of the spirits. They want to be sure Yukul caravan follow sacred path like always. Migration must continue. Spirits show right route.
Before we even think of getting on the road again, we need to figure out how much radiation there is around here. If we get exposed to too much, none of us will see the end of this journey.
That's not the only problem, Kate Walker. We ran aground opposite the beach, and the ostriches are stuck in the hold. We have to move the crystal forward before we can open the doors.
We'll take care of that as soon as I found a way to measure the radioactivity here. Until then, nobody is to leave the crystal. Radiation goggles. The level of ambient radiation is indicated here, but I need to be sure that the entire zone is safe. Empty. Blocked. Blocked. Electric outlets? No more power. Oscar? Stupid of me. Oscar doesn't exist anymore. I know that. And all those automatons look alike.
Your medallion. The heart. You know, it's in very good condition. It contains a lot of essential data from an XZ-2000 automaton. Everything as it were. You understand, on that particular model, the heart and intelligence were intermingled. So then, it wouldn't take all that much for you to get your friend Oscar back one day.
Maybe if I could... Locked. Somebody really went all out. The Vorarlberg crest. Hans put it on all of his inventions. Another rundown automaton. I should be able to tow the crystal by attaching it to this winch. Sorry. No ignition controls. I see. The automaton that controlled the tractor has to be connected to this pin, shaped like a Vorarlberg key, to start it. It's ingenious, but I need an automaton in working order. Kirk, what are you doing here?
As you were able to explore the area without being harmed, I authorized the Yukos to go ashore. I have to show you something, Kate Walker.
What is it? Is it important?
Come on, Miss Kate Walker, come, okay? Below stinking rotten asphalt is sacred path of the migration. Miss Kate Walker must hurry and quickly bring out all ostriches so Yukos can take this route.
Listen, I do understand that you want to respect your customs to the letter. But moving your caravan through there is suicide. That avenue is completely contaminated.
No blah blah, Miss Kate Walker. It is the will of the spirits. Miss Kate Walker saw what always happens when Yukos oppose spirits.
But
Our shaman is stubborn like an old ostrich, Kate Walker. Do you think there may be another route?
I don't know. For the moment, I'm concentrating on repairing an automaton to tow the crystal. As soon as I can, I'll try to find another path. Until then, please stay in the safe zones and be careful, okay? Completely clogged. The park must be behind there. It's blocking the opening. It's blocking the opening. I remember these locks. They're used to activate all of Hans's inventions. Now I just have to find the right key. What was that? Who could have done that? Somebody really went all out. This counter seems to show if the mechanism's spring is up or not. How charming. My Andre.
Here for the last act of our exclusive episode of Reactors of Passion, your favorite series, an exciting mix of love, greed, and plutonium. Today, Piotr confronts his best friend Yuri. Why? Over the heart of the beautiful Genia, promised to the one, but madly in love with the other. And while nobody knows how their confrontation will end, one thing is for sure. There will be lots of testosterone and passion on the air today.
Yuri, I'd never ask you something like this. You're my best friend. If it wasn't so important. You asked me to call off my wedding to Zhenya, and you still dare call yourself my best friend? Come on, Yuri. You know she loves me. You can't blame me for that. Really? And what does Tatiana think of all this? And your families? Do they know you intend to call off the wedding for Zhenya? They'll just have to accept it. And lose your inheritance from Uncle Joseph? You can be so naive, Piotr. What do you mean? Didn't your parents tell you? Your uncle's will was read this morning. Old Joseph seems to have played one last posthumous joke on you and Tatiana. You're lying, damn you. Not at all. It is clearly stipulated that you and her can only inherit his fortune if you get married and stay married for at least 10 years from his death. Unless one of you dies before then.
And that's the end of this exclusive episode of Reactors of Passion. To find out what happens next, tune in later on when we come back on the air.
First runner-up in the 1979 Now Dusk Oblast Beauty Contest. Not bad.
Huh? Who are you? And what on earth are you doing here?
Oh, hi. Excuse me.
So you're the tramp that decided to use my cart? I had to go all the way up the track with the game I caught on my back because of you.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm accompanying this tribe, and we're trying to leave the park. I thought that old cart was abandoned and that I could use it. I never thought I'd do any harm.
Should have looked around a bit first, though. It ain't abandoned for everybody. Don't that beat all? There you are, you good boy. Mom'll have you up and running in no time.
What's this key for?
For activating the park automatons. You need to give them a good turn of the key every so often, or the poor things get all neurasthenic. Even cantankerous. Plus they break down. There.
Listen, I didn't really want to get off on the wrong foot with you. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kate Walker. I'm accompanying the Yukul tribe on their migration to their sacred lands. And you're...
Oh, an American. Yeah, I'd bet anything. Well, look at that. An American. Well, I'm Staff Sergeant Katerina Viktorovna Drostelova. Gold medalist in the shot put in the Moscow Olympics. And the widow of Lieutenant Andrei Grigorovich Drostelov, veteran artillery officer and figure skating champion.
Delighted to meet you, Katerina. It seems you might be just the person I'm looking for. Do you think you could let me borrow that strange key of yours? I needed to repair an automaton, without whom, I'm afraid, it is impossible for us to leave.
You've been really polite, and you speak the same way they talk in those books, little lady. You do have a bit of backbone, I'll say that much for you. This key is extremely precious to me. As far as I know, your gang of gnomes and you might just be one of those gangs of bandits that hang around here. Scrap dealers looking in every nook and cranny for a pot of gold, despite the radiation around here. I saw those riffraff off with a load of buckshot.
So you're the Katerina Drozdelova? First runner-up in the Naudask Oblast Beauty Contest in 1979?
Yes, indeed, that was me. And that was also when I met my Andre. To be perfectly honest, I thought that somebody from the West could only possibly know me for what I did in athletics instead.
Now that I know who you are, I don't dare ask for your key. I would never want to inconvenience someone of your standing like that.
Stop. Classy women don't fuss over each other. Tell me exactly why you need my key, and I'll see what I can do for you.
I have to get a park automaton back in working condition so I can pull our boat higher up onto the beach so the ostrich herd in the hold can get out. The Yukuls and their herd have to continue their sacred migration as soon as possible. What's more, the longer we're stuck here, the more likely it is that we'll be caught and arrested by the soldiers who are after us.
If I say yes, you promise you'll bring it back to me as soon as you've finished?
Of course. I would never betray the trust of the great Katerina Drozdelova.
Okay then, I agree. Take good care of it. For 20 years now, it's let me keep my bag of mechanical fleas running.
20 years? I thought all the survivors left after the catastrophe.
But it was already too late for him, unfortunately.
Your husband was contaminated?
Both of us did, actually. But it didn't do anything to me. That's just the way I was made. Or maybe I was immune because of all the garbage they kept giving me for years so that I could win that trinket at the Olympics.
And since then, you've never tried to get to Valzambur?
No. I heard that all of the irradiated survivors were sent to this clinic there and they never get out. Besides, I have absolutely everything I need here, somewhere to call home. I'm near my dear Andriusha. I have my dog and all the game I want.
One last thing before I go. You said the air in the subway stayed pure. Does it lead out of the city?
Yes. Just follow the tracks right behind my place and you can get out to the other side of Baranor through the Olympia Stadium station at the end of the line. That's the terminus. Not only do you avoid the radiation, but you also have electricity. It's one of the only circuits in the city that's still working. You just have to be careful. Some of the pipes gave way and flooded some galleries with lake water.
Thank you, Katerina, for everything.
What news, Kate Walker?
Looks like Miss Kate Walker have time for much fun.
This ride is the only way I've found to get to the park subway station.
And what Miss Kate Walker find for Yukos?
I learned that the subway is safe. No radiation. I mean, free of all bad spirits, if you prefer. But most important, when you exit from the last station, you can leave the city while still staying on the sacred route of the migration.
Where does the station exit to?
Some kind of sports complex. Olympia or something like that.
Olympia. Land of martyrs.
Good work, Kate Walker. I don't know what the Yukos would do without your help.
First, we have to hoist the crystal onto the beach.
How can we help you, Kate Walker?
Well, your ostriches obviously can't use the cart to get to the subway line. Can the Yukos clear the rubble from the station entrance while I take care of the crystal?
Go find volunteers. See you later, Miss Kate Walker.
Olympia. Ayahuasca didn't seem to like that.
The truth is, I was told that the previous migration went through some bad times. A tragedy that left permanent scars. But you have enough to do for the moment. We'll talk about all that later.
Once we've left Baranur, what is the next step?
The river Balaton. Once we cross the sacred bridge over it, we'll be past the border and in Yakistan. Our pursuers won't be able to harm us there.
Any news from the Yukos who are still locked up in the crystal?
Everyone is fine, even if the ostriches are getting impatient. We have to get them out soon, Kate Walker.
I'm going, Kirk. I have to find an old friend.